Hello everyone. Today we're talking about being a Timothy. We're actually out in our sunny spot. We've just got ourselves a cup of coffee and so we hope that the aeroplanes overhead aren't going to be too bad. We've neither got glasses because mine gives me a pirate eye and Joyce doesn't need hers. So the question was on this week's message is, are you a Timothy? And it really came out of reading in my New Living Translation. You know, you sometimes get a real different feel of things. And it just saw this a couple of days ago. And it's Paul writing to the Thessalonians saying about Timothy, we sent him to strengthen you, to encourage you in your faith, and to keep you from being shaken by the trouble we're going through. I just suddenly thought to myself, you know, Paul realized that the Thessalonians were kind of struggling, and so he said to Timothy, hey, you need to go over there and you need just to encourage and strengthen these folks. And I just found him saying, well, you know, is that what we do? So the question is, are you a Timothy?
So I woke up one night last week and was wide awake in the middle of the night, and the thing that came into my mind was a real golden oldie. I mean, my family loved me and said, oh, not another golden oldie, but this is an old CSSM chorus, and it said, tell my people I love them, tell my people I care. When they feel far away from me, tell my people I'm there. So I actually started singing that. I went downstairs actually and I started singing that over people that I know at this moment in time need encouragement and strengthening. And from that I began to read the word, and I began to read how Moses, God said to Moses, I'll send an angel in front of you. And Moses said, put his nose up to an angel and said, really basically, I don't want an angel. If you don't go with us, what's going to make a difference? What's going to distinguish us from all the nations around us? And the answer was, it was the Lord's presence that was with him and with the children of Israel as they moved through the different lands. So I began to ponder on this, and I was reminded that many years ago, we ran a youth group in Cornwall. And it was a real move of God in the two grammar schools, and many, many people got saved. I mean, this youth group ended up as about 200 people who were absolutely on fire for God, and still are today. Many, many of them are in touch with us and still, you know, all over the world in different places. But I remembered that they used to give testimonies on a Sunday night saying, you know, they'd say, I've come to the Lord this week, and blah, 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 and this is what happened. But often the comment was, I saw something in my friends. I didn't know what it was, but I wanted it. And, you know, I would begin to ask questions, say, what is it? What is it? And eventually these people came to a very real but very very honest and straightforward faith. They wanted what they saw in people who were living with Jesus in them. And that's what Timothy is doing.
That's what Timothy's doing. And we just mentioned this. We had a friend come to stay with us, and we had a lovely time. We caught up and did all kinds of things. And just as this friend was leaving, and she just turned to me and said, I really want to thank you, because just being here has been a real encouragement, and you know, it's just been what I needed. Now, we didn't do anything sort of kind of special, just be ourselves, and just to look at the challenges of life and just talk about them, think about them, and just see how as believers we just look to God for his strength. And that's what we need to be in these days. When folks come up, we had someone else came around, had some breakfast with us, and we had a lovely time, and she just said, oh, it's been so good to be here. And that's what I would like people to be able to say. Sometimes, you know, we can kind of get caught up with some of the challenges and the problems that people have, and kind of almost leave them with more problems than they had before. But no, that's not what we're called to do. And so I just felt, you know, as we're getting to meet more and more people, but as we do, We want to be
Timothy's.
a Timothy to them.
So can I say
Yeah,
something?
carry on. Keep going. I'll go have some more coffee.
He wouldn't let me start because he said I talk too much. So I was drinking my coffee so Charles could get the word in.
Joyce.
So I was just thinking about the fact that Moses said, if you don't go with us, he said this to God, he said, if your presence doesn't go with us, then don't send us away up from here. And God said, I will do what you have asked. And we have the presence of God within us in the form of the Holy Spirit. We have the Spirit of Jesus in us, and we carry him. We carry him wherever we go. We don't have to use words. We don't have to preach. We just simply have to be. And the person of the Godhead is joy, characterized, oh dear, by joy, peace, all the fruits of the Spirit. And if you have the presence of God within you, you carry those too.
Some folks just
Noisy neighbours.
walking down the footpath just behind our hedge. So it's just, it's all part of life.
So be blessed this week and just ponder on this, that you carry wherever you go. Even if you don't utter a word, you change the atmosphere because you carry the presence of the Lord with you, and you can be a Timothy to strengthen. What were the 3 words?
Well, they were to strengthen and to encourage and to stop people feeling that they're getting shaken.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's what we're going to do. You may do it. I wrote an email to a friend and got a lovely email back, and it was just catching up. But he just said it's good to hear from you. And there's so many ways that we can be Timothy. So be a Timothy this week to whoever you're in touch with.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Press the button.